We'll find out. If not, I will. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Friday night. It's knit night with Louise and Jocelyn.
I will load up our
Hello.
thing here on my phone, so if you have to step away.
I know Jocelyn and I are just getting a plan B in place because my granddaughter is here. And um, okay. All right. Let's see.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
I think
here.
I think Zoom updated. It's all giving me wonky things here. So, anyways,
Oh,
fingers
it does
crossed.
that.
I may have to mute myself a few times tonight, but we will see how the evening goes. Hi, Nikki and Liz and Debbie.
Whoopsies.
So this is our check-in night.
It
This is
is.
we look at what we had picked last month and what we were supposed to work on, see if we had progress or a finish, or if we didn't get as much done, see what the verdict is, and then we can decide what we're going to attempt to work on
I
next month.
found us.
You found us? Okay. So I see Nikki and Liz and Debbie. Hello, hello. Happy Friday night. Hope everybody's had a great week. I'm getting ready to have a super fun weekend with my granddaughter. So it may mean not quite as much knitting as I originally would have planned, but I feel like I'm back in that mum mode. I had a shower this afternoon when she had a nap.
Uh-huh.
You know, rearranging your whole life around baby naps. Hey,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Tracy, happy Friday.
I don't miss that stage.
Oh, it's fun, but there's things that you very quickly get used to not having to deal with once your kids are a little bit older.
Well,
So
I've
you
always
guys,
I've been the aunt or the friend, so it's the absolute chaos of trying to do things.
well, what's
Ooh.
everybody doing on tonight? Tracy, how is your sock coming? I haven't made it to the heel yet. So after Monday night, when you guys all voted for the Croy sock,
Oh,
the
that's right, we did, didn't we?
the Midnight Orchid, Tracy messaged me and she's like, "We're gonna be twins. I'm knitting the exact same colorway."
Are you
So
guys knitting the same sock?
so that's what I said to him, like, what pattern are you doing? Because I was looking for some inspiration, something, just not doing my top down heel flap and gusset.
Hmm.
So yeah, we messaged back about a few different heels, and then it got me kind of going down a little bit of a rabbit hole looking at heels because there's different heels, but then sometimes they're called a couple of different names. So you think you've got a different heel, and then you go look at it, and it ends up being the same thing. So, anyways, oh, okay. Tracy said hers is good. I know. So what we ended up deciding on was the Fish Lips Kiss heel.
That's a good heel. I like that
Hmm.
heel.
Well, you guys maybe will know that I did one heel once, like years ago when I was podcasting with Adrian,
Hmm.
because she had came across it. And I just remember thinking, Fish Lips Kiss, like
What is this?
what it's interesting name for a heel, right?
Hmm.
And so I tried it, but I don't know. I think I went in with the wrong mindset, thinking that this seems silly or like I don't know. Anyways, I did one sock and I think I set myself up for failure and I was like, nope, I don't like it. And I'm pretty sure I did the others. I did the other
She's awake.
the way. I did the other sock with I just went back and did a heel flap and gusset. So my finished socks actually had two different heels. But I'm
Oh,
like,
that's fine.
they're in your shoes. Nobody's gonna know, right? So all this time I have said that I should really do another heel flap and gusset, or I mean another fish lips kiss heel. Go in thinking positive that this is going to be exciting. I'm going to be able to learn something else new. And I just have never done it. So now Tracy has got me um, all excited, but I haven't got to the heel yet. So that'll be this weekend project in baby naps, right?
It's a good heel.
Okay, so have you done it?
I have many pairs of socks with the fish lip kiss heel.
Really?
It was my go-to heel before I started doing the short row garter. I would probably still be doing the fish lip kiss heel. I have found for myself because I when I stand I put all my weight on my heel. So having the garter heel just gives me a little bit of extra cushion at the back of my heel, which I absolutely do need. So it's the only reason I left the fish lips kiss heel. But it's a good heel. It gives you a lot of information just about making sock heels. So it's an incredible deal for like what the $2 it is. It's like $2 American, $2 Canadian. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what currency it's in. It doesn't matter. It's so good. It tells you about when to start the heels, when to stop the heels, especially because it is a short row heel, and really good for toe-up socks. So no, I thoroughly like them. Hello, little one. So that's definitely going on. My monster has been behind my computer all day, so I thankfully she has moved to destroying and napping on the bed now.
Oh,
She pushed everything that was on my computer off my computer so she could stretch out. Like if it was in her way, off the edge of the ledge it went.
yes, they tend to do that, don't they?
As cats
Kids
do.
and cats. Well, okay, so now when you do your fish lips kiss heel,
Mhm.
do you do a little mini gusset, like do the extra like 3 or 5 rounds just to give you a little bit of extra room in there, just like a gusset does?
Depends on the yarn I'm using. Like if it's a yarn with very little stretch,
Mhm.
yes.
Okay.
If I've got, because not all sock yarns are equal, right? So like on Erin's sock yarn, no. Erin's sock yarn, even when you knit Kevlar, has enough give that I want that snug fit all the way around. But for say like Croy or, sock and woolen,
Yes, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, no, I do the couple extra rows they recommend just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. So it just depends on the sock I'm creating, which you know by the time you get to the heel, whether it's going to have a little bit more stretch or it's not going to have any stretch at all. You can feel
Right,
that by
right.
that point.
Okay, and I think that's a good
Looking at the
assessment.
screen like, Grandma, what are you doing?
I'm going to do anything I can to keep her happy.
What kind of weird lady are you talking to now? Grandmas. So much work.
So yeah, so I think I will do the extra rounds on there
Yeah.
because
You
I
might
have,
find you'll be more accustomed to them because you're coming from a heel flap and gusset.
yeah, and I do have a high instep, so that's why I like doing the heel flap
Oh. Then
because
yeah, do the extra rounds.
then it does give me, I can make the gusset as long and give me that extra
Length that you
height
need,
and
yeah.
wiggle.
I be flat-footed. My foot goes down, there is no arch.
So then,
So
yeah, so you maybe don't do.
I don't have to unless the yarn's really tight. And again, I'm an obscene number of stitches over 4 inches on a 2.25 millimeter needle. Like those Hydrus socks for the first
Yeah,
round
yeah,
of
yeah.
Suck My Nest. I got gauge on a 3.5 millimeter needle.
That's too funny.
And I
And
normally knit my socks on a 2.25 millimeter. So like I am knitting Kevlar. My
you are
socks can stand
def-
up on their own.
definitely the exception to that
Yeah,
rule.
I am the exception to the rule.
Most people, if anybody is a new sock knitter, don't use
Oh,
0.25.
don't do it.
No,
Don't do
no,
it.
like a way too
Um, way too loose. But I'm very tight knitter. But again, it's one of those ones that it's a caveat on everything. And when I release patterns, everyone's like, "How come you don't list the needle?" I'm like, "You don't understand. I am in such a small minority of people who knit tightly, like as tightly as I do. If I was to release a pattern and give people a needle size, I would have nothing but complaints because nobody would get gauge with those needles.
That's right. That's right.
Be like, I can't do it, guys. I'm just giving you gauge measurements. Trust me, it's better this way.
So I saw some people tell us what they were knitting. I saw something
Oh,
like
good.
jelly roll. Yeah, the jelly roll blanket. What Debbie's
Yeah.
doing.
Diana casted on a jelly roll on whip sprints last Saturday.
Did she?
She had the urge to cast on. She's not going to do the blanket. She's making a blanket scarf. So she has the jelly roll blanket, and she's just going to make her first strip go
Yeah,
from one knee around the back of her neck to the other knee. And then she's just going to make strips till it's as wide as she wants it to be, and then she's done.
a great idea.
I know, I know.
You
I'm
get
like,
the you get the fun of it, and
but
it's
you're
going to
not,
actually
you're not
finish
to
the
like a
sensory.
blanket.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So she
Mm,
gets to use up her scraps. She gets to have a fun, funky thing to add to her, wardrobe, but she's not committing
yeah.
to a fingering weight knitting blanket. And she's not a fast knitter, and she acknowledges that she's happy with the speeds she knits, but she understands, a knitting race she will never win.
No, well,
That's not for her. It's not
I
for me either.
I understand that too.
So it works great. Are we
Um,
perusing on the floor, playing around?
so no, she's sitting here behind me wrapping up a ball band.
Sure, why not?
Um,
If it's fun.
so did some smart person come up with the jelly roll blanket scarf pattern, or
Nope.
is Diana just modifying it and just going to make it that size and length? And
She did the modifications.
so she's the smart knitter who figured
She,
it out.
yeah. Now, I don't doubt that there are other people out there who haven't done the same thing. There may honestly even be a pattern for it, where it's just like it's a jelly roll, but it's a scarf. But she likes the look of the blanket. She just doesn't want the blanket, so which is totally her. Trying to claim your yarn back?
Well, who needs a ball band?
Nope, you're good.
She's trying to tell me this should have been knit a long time ago anyway. So ball
Fair.
bands, who needs them?
My cat likes to take them out of garbage cans and race around on the floor with them when I'm done with them. So I will find them all over my apartment floors. Q-tips, ball bands, anything that slides, anything that rolls.
Yep.
If it slides and rolls, we're never giving it back. Ever.
Well, they know what they like, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So,
Yarn balls as big as her head. If it's real wool, she will try to run away with it so she can lick it to death.
well, good taste. Good taste. I
Oh,
like.
the real stuff, guys. She'll sleep on acrylic, but she prefers real wool.
Well, you've cleaned your kitty right.
And she's 20
Okay.
pounds, so yes, she can knock over things to get what it is that she wants. She's a big cat.
So we should talk. Carol's here. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
So, Carol, do you need to give us an update on your brioche hat? Okay, so
Insta
Carol,
distracted.
Carol says, "Hi, everybody. I've just started an alpine blossom sweater today. Was that the one you were
Ooh,
talking about? That's going to be like a cotton blend. My
that's a
other project
cute
is a
sweater.
brioche hat, which Louise helped me with on Thursday. I'm alternating the two items. Okay, phew, Carol, you worried me. When I saw you had cast on the sweater, I'm like, oh no, does that mean the hat has been,
Relegated?
yeah, stuck in a timeout corner? But yes, no, well, and Carol was like in for a treat yesterday because we have a new knitter that has just started coming to our knitting group.
Ooh,
And she came back. I had given it, we cleaned out, we have some bins of yarn. People donate yarn to us. And we were kind of down to small bits and bobs of balls that nobody was really using. So I gathered it all up and started just divvying it out to people and saying, we're going to do a scrappy
something.
striped challenge, like pick some colors that you like. And this lady picked she took quite a lot of yarn, and she came back this week with most of it all knit up. And she had just whipped up what 3 or 4 brioche hats,
Well,
beautiful ones. And oh look everybody she can stand. Um
oh, just wait till
anyways,
she's running.
oh very, very close.
We go what? Stumble, start, hold furniture, and then we're off. And you're
Yep.
like, sweet Jeebus, slow down, child.
So anyway, so it was nice for Carol to see because Carol, what are you doing? The Harlow hat? Is that the Andrew Mowry where it's just a great beginner project, just 2 colors, just round. So you just practice your brioche knit, your brioche purl. Very simple, round and round, no fancy increases or anything. You just get the beautiful look of the brioche in your two colors. But then she got to see somebody who could like just do brioche and fix mistakes without thinking about it. A really experienced brioche knitter in Fatima, and so that was nice for Carol. That was just good luck. Are you telling us what you think too?
Always give opinions loudly. Remember, how hard can it be? A boy does it.
Oh, Susanna, what did you do? Susanna, I was going down the stairs at work and my right knee gave out.
Oh, Susanna, you're supposed to be taking care of yourself. Falling
Really?
downstairs is the opposite of that.
Well, she was holding the railings, so that's
That
good.
helps.
That's good. Oh,
Oh
oh,
my
but my
God.
spots and she was unable to get up. Oh, I was in great pain. Oh, Susanna.
Did you go to the doctor?
Oh, okay.
Lady, you have to take care of yourself. Crazy lady.
Scarlett's gonna unpack my knitting bag.
Oh, good, good. Why not?
So,
You didn't
oh,
need anything in there anyway.
well, I'm gonna try not to pull the needles out of my sleeve because I can pick them up, but if I don't have to, it would be nice. Oh my God.
Right.
Okay, this girl has got a thing for ball bands.
Then just admit defeat and give her the ball bands.
I know. Okay, you guys. So if I have no clue what the yarn is, this young lady is the reason. Are you going to destroy that one too?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Yes. I feel like
But it's
that's
okay.
correct.
I'm thinking this is a good step, right? I mean, just a smidge
Hey,
too young to try corking or knitting or anything yet, right? But if
by
I
the
can get
time my niece was 6, I had her painting Warhammer models.
well, I know you have to start early, right?
Gotta start early.
Yeah.
I even have a little video we like to pull up and embarrass her with. Because she's 17 now, so that stuff works at this stage.
Well, hey, so we've just been chit-chatting here for a few minutes.
You
So
have. You got
let
distracted. You saw
I
Carol. You
I
were
know,
gonna
I
get
know, I
us
know. I'm
going.
trying to hold it. I got distracted. Scarlett's saying, let's see some knitting here.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Jocelyn, you were going to work on what
Yes,
project?
Louise. I was picking up my Star Trek colored yarn in the Andrea Mowry Find Your Fade shawl. It's a big beefy shawl. And I said progress because I wasn't going to knit through 3/4 of full skeins of yarn in a month. I was down around color 2. There's like 7 color shifts in that shawl.
Yes.
It gets big. I know I have one. I already have an Andrea Mallory Find Your Fade shawl.
Oh, do you?
It's a thing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I knit one a couple of years ago, and I wear it all the time.
Well, it is your size of shawl, isn't it?
That's about when I starting to admit to myself that I don't wear the smaller shawls. I wear the big shawls. It's true. I do. Don't worry, Scarlett. I'm very tall. One day you will figure that out.
Hey, where did I go? All right. So how much progress? You said you were on your second color?
I was on my second color.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you now?
Oh, I ripped it and started a whole new shawl.
What? Well, that's pretty. Okay. Well, we were just singing the praises of the Find Your Fade and how big it was, and it was your second, and you loved it.
Yes, and then I
What happened?
realized we were sitting past the halfway midpoint, and it was literally sitting in a serving tray on my coffee table, and I hadn't touched it. I would get up to go find something else to work on.
Well, okay. So
So that would
why?
have been like my third time not working on this shawl in a whole month. So I said, nope.
That's a
went
good
to
sign.
Ravelry and was like, what big, and I mean behemoth shawls are there? And I'm looking and I'm scrolling, and I may have added like 12 patterns to my favorites bundles, but none of them are grabbing my eye for this yarn. So I'm
Okay.
making one up as I go.
Oh, are you?
I am. So I have a shawl. I don't remember the name of the pattern, but the yarn is called Really Seriously Annoyed Grapes. It's a very dark, moody purple with like flashes of fuchsia in it. And it's just such a cute, but it's knit on this big needle gauge size. So it's so drapey and so summery without being a lace weight yarn. So I grabbed my 5 millimeter hook, which is very large for me. It would be like what most people get on like a 4 for fingering weight or 4.5 on fingering weight.
Yeah, five is a large size,
Yup, yup. So
but
it'll need a gauge swatching. But then I was just like, I have an asymmetrical summer. I need a top-down summer. So I picked one of the first balls, and I'm literally going to knit this till it's in the one color till I'm 2/3 done. In the repeats, I'm making up as we go along. So the shawl, it's a shawl design. It's come together in my brain. And then I'm going to fade out to a second color. And if I have to, I'll fade out to a third color. So I will have leftover yarn because it won't use as much as a tighter weave would, but I am going to get some insanely gorgeous summery drape off this.
so do you have the other colors there?
Yeah, I do. It does, it does, it does, it does.
And now,
I'm currently working in this one. Whoops,
is
I
it
gotta back that up
orange?
because it's purple, not blue. I don't know what it is with my camera and purple.
And this is Erin's yarn.
It is, it's all Fireweed Fiber Co. It's from her yarn club, not last year, but the year before, because this is the Star Trek colored ones.
Yeah.
And last year was Buffy, so
Ooh.
but I have the other colors. Can I hold up all of these balls at the same time? The answer is no, no, I cannot. I have the other colors.
Look at
So
those.
I will pick a color 2 when I have to, and then if it's not quite big enough at the end of 2 skeins, I will pick a color 3. I mean, worst case scenario is I already have a ball of yarn ready for more socks because this is sock yarn. So
Yeah, yeah.
I can just take whatever leftover ball I have and make a pair of socks. So I'm not upset. I wish I'd figured out sooner that I am notoriously bad for repeating patterns. Like I don't enjoy making the same thing twice.
So do you think that was it? It was
I
just
think that it's just like I know it would look good, but I've already done this.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and none of the other big shell patterns that caught my eye really worked for the variegated, as heavily variegated as the Star Trek yarn is. So, a lot of them that I looked at that I have saved are going to look really good at like softer variegateds and some tonals and stuff. So,
Well.
I'm going to have to buy some tonals and some soft variegateds, but you know what I mean. Super pretty.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna go
love
swear.
that. I love
So
that.
I'm
So what are you doing for the so it was like a lacy or was that a drop stitch?
there's drop stitch and lace in it.
Pretty. So where are you picking up um your patterns from? Are you just totally winging it or you've got it?
I'm absolutely making it up as I go along. When I
I
get bored with garter stitch, I'm now apparently doing this lace detailing because that's what I decided I liked, and I like the look of
I
this.
like it. It looks
So
really nice.
I might intersperse, like I might do another garter section when I get bored, do the drop stitch row and then do the lace and drop stitch
Yeah.
again. So I might alternate. I don't
Just
know.
keep
We'll
optioning.
find out when I get there and I
Oh, I
go,
mean,
what
you
is
would
this?
be fine just doing that for the whole shawl throughout all the colors.
Pretty
And
much.
you'd be good. I
Yeah.
think I would just leave it at that.
Yeah. So I'm going to have fun and enjoy doing it. But yeah, I cast this on Monday. Not gonna take long. 'Cause it's such a loose weave. It's such a loose weave. I think I'm excited about this one, which makes sense that it's this airy given how hard I fight to be able to wear any sort of knits in the spring and summer, given how warm I get and how fast I get warm. So there is that.
Well, I think you
So
made
progress, just not
great.
quite.
You made progress. I like it. You always surprise me. I mean, I don't know how you're going to ever top the surprise that you started Sock Madness socks. That is,
That took a lot of work in the background.
I know when you had people all, yeah,
Oh
have been
man,
there helping
Asa
you.
translated the charts into written instructions for me so I could blow up the print the size I was making because it's a
Yeah.
white chart. So for me to work from a chart that's white in the background, it is like 3 rows and then I have to stop for 2 or 3 days because it triggers a headache, or I have to ask someone to convert the chart to written instructions because charts are not accessible to me at all. It's just blows my mind how much Karen helped me get set up and get in and answer questions.
And
I
nobody
couldn't I
even,
couldn't post in the threads because then you would see me posting and then I'm not
yeah,
just lurking, I'm in
yeah,
it. So
that
it's
was
just like, oh man, the amount of help I got from other people to
that was
keep this
so fun.
secret.
That I know nobody let on.
Nobody let
Nobody.
on.
All the times that I was talking about Sock Madness, not one person even like slightly let it slip about Jocelyn knitting it as well.
People are watching like the backs of the lives while you're getting excited. I'm like, God, man, that sounds ridiculous. Why would anybody do something like that to themselves? Just leaning into the fact that everybody knows I'm not into sock madness. I was like, in no way, shape, or form, hint you're gonna do this. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Having said that, I'm not doing it again, so it's fine.
Well, never say never.
I didn't enjoy the competition part at
No.
all. No, not even remotely. And
Well,
I was pretty sure I wasn't going to.
the next sock is out, so like they're getting faster and
Yes.
it's exciting. And I think Karen is still in this round.
I believe so,
I
yes.
think so. I'm pretty sure she made it through. So that's fun. And I know it's exciting. So I can't wait to see how the socks and see her pictures. If she watches, as I was watching tomorrow, if she watches the
Jess,
replay, she'll have to post. I want to see her colors and see what the sock
I
is
know
gonna look.
the last round was not overly enthusiastically knitted. Something about embroidery and socks not being enjoyable.
It was an
Okay.
interesting looking pattern, I have to say. And yes, the embroidery on the heel flap.
So I was like, sure, why not? Who knows, right? But well, I'm hoping everybody does well. It'll be good. It's just, yep, no, I was right. It's not for me. I didn't like any of that level. No, 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 no. I'm gonna keep working on the shawl while we chat because holy smokes, this is one of those situations where my project is lighter than my needles, weight-wise. And it feels weird. And yes, it's gonna have tassels or fringe. I can't decide. I will save a percentage of each of my skeins of yarn that I use, and I'll make the decision later. But she's getting something. It's gonna be tassels or it's gonna be fringe. I just don't know what yet.
Tassels would be fun.
Yes, so would a fringe if it's all lightweight, because then the fringe will help weigh down the whole bottom border wingspan thing. Not
Yeah.
like epic fringe, but like baby fringe.
Baby French. Okay.
Baby fringe. Not like fringe, but like fringe.
I'm good with whatever length fringe that you decide on.
I
All
don't know.
right. Well,
I'm gonna have to see when I get closer to the end.
I'm really excited for this. I'm more excited for this than the Find Your Fade. The Find Your Fade is great.
It's a beautiful shawl, but I have to admit that unless it's like a staple, everyday basic sort of idea, I don't like repeating patterns.
Yeah. Well,
It's fair.
that is fair. That is fair.
It might be because I have to create when I design something, there's like 2 or 3 of them I've made by the yes, 2 or 3, I promise you. And I'm very much over the whole concept. Really? Sounds exciting. I remember my sister comes home from the hospital with my niece. Kid's like 4 days old, three
Yeah.
days old. It took us a while to pick a name, and Mom said we couldn't come home without a baby name.
Oh,
So I had a baby name, came home. I go to visit. I walk in to my parents' place because my sister had moved home when she found out she was pregnant because she'd split from her partner.
yeah.
Because, you need help. It's you don't want to do this alone if you don't have to. She didn't have to. So that was fine. I walk in and my sister goes, babies and small children learn to speak a million words by the time they're two. Hands me my niece and goes, start talking. Okay. That kid did a
Fun.
lot of upper advanced post-secondary university courses with me when she was smaller.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Well, her papa read her stories, or Annie Jocelyn read her stories, and she fell asleep just as easily to the kids' stories as she did to the life and times of Julius Caesar. And I wasn't gonna have bad university grades because the kid needed to go to bed. So
Mm,
we read from my textbooks.
that
And we
works.
read advanced words and advanced themes for advanced ages, and it was fine. Whatever goes over her head, went over her head. Then I taught her to ask her mom to stop being such a Visigoth when she was 4.
Well, mm,
Hey, I did the good things. I taught her to do the live long and prosper sign too.
that's fun.
Good nerdy aunt.
Oop, hold on.
Oh, and we're off. The only problem is now it's Louise's turn, and we get to see what she's done for progress on her stuff for the month.
Yeah.
So this
Yes.
should be
Well,
interesting to observe.
I, well, yeah. I had, you guys voted for the Croy sweater that was supposed to be a little short sleeve,
Uh-huh.
pullover,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't work on it at all. At all. So now I'm thinking,
By
maybe,
inspiring you to join the Fifi Club?
well, I'm thinking maybe maybe I should be switching it up. Maybe the pattern that, like, I think I want to wear it. I think it would be an easy knit, but, um, I don't know. But maybe I should switch it.
Hello.
So I don't know. Maybe I know now you've got me thinking that maybe I,
There's nothing wrong with saying fudge it, frog it.
but I don't know what else I would do instead.
I say challenge yourself. It's Croy, so technically we're like a heavy fingering.
Yes.
Why not try a vintage pattern? Why not try scaling up and knitting something flat and seaming it? From like,
Oh, I was gonna do that with this. It was gonna
yeah,
be fun, it seemed.
hey, that works.
Maybe that's it. Yes,
Just to see if something catches your eye.
maybe.
I mean, it's still probably going to be a garment. You've got the yarn for it, but you can change what it is. Maybe you make a skirt out of it. Maybe it's a cardigan.
Yes,
Got some options.
that is. So where do you look for vintage patterns?
I usually go straight to the archive.org, but
Okay.
I love the archive.org because you can look up like World War II magazines, like V for Victory. They will literally give you like the magazines, they're digitized, that were given out for people at home to knit garments for servicemen and women.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even doing a Ravelry search with vintage as your keyword clearing function, you'll get some really good stuff. I ran across a sweater doing that. That was oh man, I still have the tab open. Hang on, I'll pull up the tab. It is a heck of a title. And I stopped. It just tickled me pink. I mean, it's all ribbing. I'm not doing it. It's all ribbing. I'm not doing it. But I thought it was hilarious. Like I shared the link in pattern links in Discord because I was like, you guys are not going to believe what I found today. That's my YouTube, which is not what I want. Jocelyn's a sweater for a sporty life. That's the title of the pattern.
What does it? Say it again.
Jocelyn sweater for a sporty life.
Oh, for a sporty life.
For a sporty
Okay.
life.
Well,
Uh,
then.
they're
And
estimating
so
a
it was all
fingering. I mean, it's one size, but really, you know how to scale. You're fine. It's not the end of the world. But it's ribbed, and it is a pattern from the 40s. It is a it.
really
Oh man, the wordage is rough. The
okay.
wordage is rough,
Do
but
you think
it's
you'd be able to knit from it?
oh yeah. If I wanted to, I would. I'm not going to because again, all ribbing.
Or
Uh,
ribbon?
but I could
Interesting.
because
But what are the odds that you would find a pattern entitled Jocelyn? I think
what were
it's
the odds with a vintage search?
yeah,
Yeah, you're just like, what now?
that
Yeah,
is
archive.org. You can look up free vintage knitting patterns. You'll get some links for different people who have databases that have put things together. There's one for knitting and crocheting that just have a delightful, and then you have the challenge of reading a vintage pattern. They make entirely different leaps as to what your base knowledge is. So like that might be an interesting challenge for you. Can you learn to read a vintage pattern and make a vintage garment? Be a whole other thing. Whole other thing. Maybe you need to take your croy sock yarn weight and make an entirely crocheted summer pullover dress. I don't know. Because there's
something.
nothing saying you can't make a pullover, like a beautiful lace tank top dress thing, and just like pull it over a slip, like a
Yeah.
t-shirt dress and stuff. So you could do
Mm,
that, but make it like tunic length and then put it over a tank
yeah.
top and a pair of capris. Like you've got options.
Mhm.
Options.
Okay. Anybody else have any ideas? Should
Oh,
I stick with it and just give it another go, or should I look for a different pattern? Okay. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get this girly a bottle, and then we'll see if that keeps her happy.
it might.
It might. So think about it. What do you think I should do?
Options.
Should
Options. Oh,
I?
should I be pulling up the chat thread? Yes, bottles require
Okay, I'm gonna mute
microwaves.
myself for a sec. You guys think about it.
Please, let's pull up the live chat. And I will apologize, guys, because I gotta have my phone real close to my face to read things. Whoop, I have no idea where she is in the chat thread. I'm gonna start at the bottom. I'm sorry, guys. Mark, Antony's monologue. Ooh, in high school? You could do Mark Antony's monologue in high school from Shakespeare? I'm assuming it's the Shakespeare Mark Antony's monologue, right? That's impressive. Oh, that is so good. Do Puck's funeral. Okay, Puck is also another hard one. I'm really glad I didn't do drama in high school. I read it, but we always had like the hot air balloon debates and stuff. It was much easier on my poor brain. Boop, boop. Oh, hey, hi, Sam, if you're in chat. Oh, man, I appreciate that Louise does this because I cannot look at the screen, two screens at the same time.
Well, here, I can take, I'm back.
Do we have a bottle? Are we happier?
Well, for a little while. A little
Oh, I
while.
saw something about a vintage pattern. I have to go back and find it.
We'll see if she'll give us 20 minutes. That'll give us to up to an hour, and then that might be all we can we can do. We usually do an hour and a half, but we might cut it short at an hour tonight. Alyssa, how are you? I can't do Mark Anthony's monologue in high school because my teacher wanted me to do what's Puck's final? It was supposed to be a group project. Okay.
Liz has 4 archived boxes of vintage patterns. Liz, I'm coming over.
Do you prefer the assumptions of today or vintage patterns? Okay, so is Jocelyn. So what would you pick? Would you pick the modern designs or would you go vintage?
If I'm looking for a vintage pattern and the point is to make something from the past, I'm going to the vintage pattern.
Okay.
I like the challenge it presents my brain, and I know that brain elasticity is a thing. And I know there are small tricks that I can do now that will help me later. Like always adding new types of music and new artists to my genre, not falling in so that I'm learning new music patterns in my brain. Trying different things all the time helps keep that learning and keep that elasticity up. So like I do some of what I do is for that reason. Some
Hmm.
of it is because I enjoy it.
Well, I just picked this up again and I like knitting it.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's a reason to keep knitting it. I liked knitting the Find Your Fate. There's nothing wrong with knitting the Find Your Fate. I just wasn't picking it up, which means
Yeah.
it wasn't the right call for the
Hmm.
yarn.
That's true.
Doesn't mean the pattern's bad, and it doesn't mean there's anything wrong and that you don't like it. It just means it's not the right fit for where you are now. I
Right.
was making asymmetrical shawls like crazy. Now I don't really, I want triangle. I want half circular. Like I just want different shapes. So I'm not picking up asymmetrical shawls. I'm working on triangle top-down shawls. There was a while where all I made was triangle top-down shawls, and then I was like, nah, I'm done with that. And I made something else for a while.
See,
So not a problem.
and I typically all I've been doing lately is asymmetrical because I just like that and they're easy and they're quick
Yeah.
and that's what I've been working on.
Where my
Okay,
brain
here.
went, all the rows are always epically long at the end, no matter what you do, who cares?
So
Rows are fun.
if we do a quick synopsis of our projects from last week or last month, yours is off to a great start. Even though it's a brand new start, I'm really excited for that.
Oh yeah, there's been some ripping, some gauge swatching, some needle sizings.
I like
This is
that.
technically my third go at it,
I can't wait to see that finish. That is going to be beautiful.
but I'm
So
enjoying it. And I can pick
I,
it up and I can put it down.
I totally did nothing on this,
I
but
cannot take this to bed to work on because Phaedra will absolutely pull this off the needles super quick.
that's not good for lace. That's not good for lace. You don't want that.
It is not a bed knit.
Hi, Paula. Good morning.
Morning. You
So,
missed
okay,
me
so
trying to read chat. That was interesting.
what are we going to what are we
Whew.
going to do? What are we going to do for next month? This month for
Now, do you have an idea of what you want? Are you like open to suggestions? Is it voting poll? Like we all know, guys, we all know I'm getting you to vote. I love getting general census from other
well,
humans.
what I brought, like what I would really like to work on, I guess it could be, I mean, do I try the Croy again for a second month?
Okay.
Or I have my mosaic scarf
Ooh.
that I would really like to sit
Oh.
and get some more done on because
Okay, that's a tough choice.
I really like this. And I want to do it nice and
I need
long.
that Jeopardy timing sound in my head
That's right.
to have.
So
Maybe my
what do
own
you guys
personal
think?
sound. I'm gonna
Oh,
go mosaic shawl just because it's different from things you've been working on.
Alyssa said maybe a sock madness sock. I like those sock madness sock patterns.
Yeah, she can go back to thinking she's a sock knitter till next year. I think mosaic shawl.
Okay, mosaic shell. Okay. Um, Anybody else? So one vote for shawl. Alyssa's doing one vote for a sock. I don't know. I'm kind of open. I like
I
I
have to
like
remember to lean the other
of
way. I've been
mosaic.
leaning on my right arm for so long. I'm actually pinching a nerve in my upper shoulder.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, Liz is saying mosaic.
It's different from the other side because you always make a hat, you always start a sock, you always start a sweater. Like you've got some staple starts, but if you
Mhm.
pull the croy, you could make that a new start Monday, and then like maybe we're voting vintage versus modern for the first full week,
Ooh, that'd be a
which
fun.
which would be a fun poll to vote for, and would let you try the Croy and something else to see if that's just a better fit. And maybe you come back to this sweater.
Okay, Paula, I hadn't thought about that, but you're absolutely right. Paula says you'd like us to vote so you can blame us when it goes wrong.
There may be an aspect of that, yes.
I hadn't even thought about that. No, I totally blame myself every time, not you guys.
It's me. I know that the error occurs between the computer and the chair. I am the error. I acknowledge this about myself.
I got distracted. I don't know. So there's just not enough weeks in the month, or I need to, I don't know, I need to, um,
You need to have me come visit for a couple of weeks and purge your house of whips.
maybe that's what I need.
Chase you around going, you don't need 15 hats. You can have 5. Woman.
I know, but sometimes I get in a hat knitting mode.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hey, I have less than 20 whips right now. I'm counting my stars. It's less than 20 whips right now. And I've had to be ruthless.
Well,
Ruthless.
all right, we'll see. Okay, so Nikki is saying mosaic. Paula says mosaic. Debbie said mosaic. Okay, so it's looking like mosaic. Everybody's like
Mhm.
done with the cry.
Well, I'm thinking if you get a chunk of progress done this month, and then you get like a chunk of progress done like in another month, all of a sudden we're back at fall. Summer doesn't last that long.
I
And while you're prepping for your Christmas knitting, you can put on your fancy new mosaic shawl.
I could, couldn't I? I know, and really that's what I should do is just
Yeah.
do figure out like three, I don't know, like three patterns a month kind of thing. No, maybe five. I don't know. Three is not going to make it super long, is it? But and really it's not a whole lot of knitting. So, but it's going to be so fun when it's done, isn't it?
I think it's be delightful.
No, I love
Again, I added 12 more shawls that I am intrigued by that are a minimum 1,200 yards. Like I don't even look at shawls that are under 1,000 yards because I don't wear them.
Yeah, yeah, because you want big.
I want big. I
And
don't design shawls that are anything under 1,000 yards. I just don't do it.
because you don't wear them. No, because I think
I don't
anything
wear them.
smaller than that is really is just a scarf, right?
For me, it's a scarf.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to do some more wraps in the future? Yeah, I want to make some more wrap patterns because I love making them big and long and then folding them in half, draping them around my neck,
Yeah.
pulling through the loop. Looks super classy, takes like half a second, and I'm out the door. Guys, I wear dresses because it's essentially a long t-shirt. I get up, I take off my pajamas, I put on my day pajamas, people call it a dress, and I'm done. I am dressed for the day and I am moving on with my life. If I want to get fancy, I'll put a cardigan on top.
I like that. That's my kind of fancy.
And I'm sans pants all day, every day. How do we know it's a really busy, hard work day? I will put on my jeggings because I have a couple pairs of jeggings because they have a pocket for my phone in the back. So it's out of the way, but the pockets in my skirts and my dresses, sometimes the phone hits my thigh and moves around because I have wine bottle size pockets. I have 18th century pockets, 19th century pockets. I can hide an entire wine bottle in one pocket, and you cannot tell I'm wearing a wine bottle sized pocket. In fact, you can't tell when I put the wine bottle in the pocket in the period pieces. Why? Because I have a cane, and when I collapse my cane, it's about the height of a wine bottle, so my cane can disappear into a pocket if I needed to. There's a method to my madness.
There
Do
is.
I
I like
put pockets
that.
in everything? No, only in my woven fabrics. Stretchy
Yeah.
fabrics look awful with pockets.
True, true, true.
Awful with pockets.
Okay, well, it looks like I am definitely doing mosaic.
Mosaic? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody
So
was saying mosaic, so we'll
we're
go with that.
storming this. Okay. I'm excited. We'll get some progress. You need to put a progress keeper in. Do you have a progress keeper? She's like, wait a minute, I'll just pull one out of the ether. Whoosh, magic progress keeper. Maybe, maybe not. There might be a Scarlet meets her grandma moment. Ta da 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 da. I don't know why I go to Super Mario Brothers, but I do when you need elevator background music. That's just my life. I don't know why. I've been really big into a couple of different music genres the last couple of months, and now my AI generated DJ on Spotify thinks that I'm obsessed with pro women done with men music. Not inaccurate, but not always necessarily what I want in a day. But I can't convince it what I really need is game tunes while I work, you know? Uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna repeat this. I'm gonna do like the drop stitch repeat, and then I'll do the big lace repeat. The question is, and I'm not ready to answer this question yet. Do I fade from color A into color B, or do I do it as a harsh color block line? Like I work in color A, and then at like the start of a garter section, bam, I'm into color B. Could be one or the other. Who knows? I don't want to share my big news till Louise is back. I'll babble and fill air. I'm very good at that, but Louise is still muted.
I have unhappy baby. Okay, you go ahead. Share your news.
You have unhappy baby. Oh no. Scarlett, do you have woes? Do you need to burp? I can understand that pain because as an adult, I still suck at it. It is not a skill I have managed so far. But you tell the world if you have woes. Lord knows I wish I could. Don't ask me. Little people like to listen to me talk. I don't know. All right. For voting, I've had to put some restrictions. I'm gonna make some changes. I got some stuff going on. There are things a happening. I have been very, very quietly in the background since January, filming videos for a second YouTube channel. And I have enough of a backlog now that I can start making videos to go live. So I've like built in that it's not a good eyeball week. It's not happening. I've built in that buffer. So that adds yet one more thing to my plate. So we gotta structure the secret knitting. Structure it just
That is so exciting.
I have to structure it just oh, there's an unhappy puppy in the hallway to leave. I know that tiny bark. That's the go faster human bark. Somebody stopped before the walk. That's not cool. Just 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 a smidge, guys. Just a smidge. Just a smidge of an adjustment. Because I my design work is also secret work because I don't like showing it too much till it's ready for testers or ready to go out
Right.
because then people start talking about it and I might run across a problem and have to put something down for like months or years till I can pick it back up again. And I currently have in my Google Docs 15 patterns sketched out rough noted on paper. So I
Oh, wow.
think I think we're gonna make this secret crafting the design work so that I can start to get through some of my backlog and some of the
Okay.
ideas I've got floating in my head. Because the other channel is going to have crochet work and it's going to be, knitting as a blind person and doing things a little bit more in depth than the podcast does. So like we'll be talking about why I'm making the choices rather than going, this is just what I had to do. I'll
Mhm.
explain why that's how I ended up doing things, just so that people have a better idea
Right.
of how things work. I'm also want to talk about things like the handmade house process I've been on and that stuff. So Diana was
Yeah.
like, nah, dude, you need your own channel and your own space. She's like, you've been doing this long enough, you know
Well,
what
you've
to
been
do.
talking about this for I've heard you
I've
talk
been
about it a couple times. So
I've been
that's
on the journey for almost a decade at
exciting.
this point. Like I have not bought new clothes in over 7 years.
Jocelyn, that is so exciting.
So like I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get to the level because like now people are like, oh, but I could never do that. I could never, it's too much. And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't wake up one morning and go, what's a bear?
Yeah.
I woke up one morning and I made a tiny tiny step. And then I woke up like 6 months later and I made another tiny step. So I wanna do that sort of thing and start showing that stuff off. So
Yeah.
doing that, but it means I can't do those and have that schedule and work because mama likes to eat food. Like I like food a lot. And I like having a house and paying my bills. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of these things. I
Yeah.
like being able to buy yarn sometimes. There's stuff in the mail coming to me right now from Gold House of Yarn.
Oh, that's a nice store.
Me and Diana are doing a review, and we found a lovely budget yarn, and shipping from Galt didn't actually add enough for it to not still fall under the budget yarn realm. So
Nice.
I've got that going on in the background. So like we
Oh,
got
that's
bonus content
exciting.
for Northern Knits podcast. We've got so we're gonna be design work here. So we're gonna hi. We are Scarlet. We're gonna be all about the design work. Oops, camera moved.
Yes. All right. So what do you have for us to vote on then?
I think we're gonna go by type of thing. So it's either gonna be a garment or an accessory.
Okay.
Because I've got 3 or 4 sweaters, I've got 2 shawls, 2 cowls, some knitted, some crocheted, and I've got like 3 sets of fingerless mittens.
I think
Look at some options.
accessory.
Accessory? Okay.
I think accessory. What does everybody else think? So is that all you want us to go vote on is garment or accessory?
Yeah, I
Or
think so. Because then I can do an Instagram post
mm-hmm.
and I can be like, this is a secret design work on the Amber Dragon Designs Instagram. And I can post a picture of either the yarn
Yes.
or the project where it sits as is right now
Yeah.
towards completion, and then like my goal for the month for our next check-in. Like I have a top-down version of the Endless Summer Adventure shawl in worsted weight yarn
Yes.
for people who get a little colder quicker on the evening nights. I mean, it's distinctly
Mhm.
Halloween colored, but that's not the point. It's a wonderful worsted weight shawl that I'm going through real quick. That's a triangle version of the
Yeah.
asymmetrical shawl. So maybe you didn't like the asymmetrical shawl. Well, okay, here's a triangle version with numbers for you.
I like that.
Yeah, so like I've got this one which has no name because I started it on Monday. I
Okay.
have the Northern Radiance shawl. There's the King's Flame shawl. There's like right there, there's 4 right off the top of my head. I just put in for a couple of designs, and if they're not going for that, I've got 2 cowls that I want to make before September. One's crocheted and one's knit. Hooded cowls. I've got the winter vibe set to finish, which is a color work hat, mittens, and cowl set for winter with winter themed color work. Which for me isn't Christmas trees and presents and mittens. It's more like snowfields, reindeer, that sort of idea. Them scenic backgrounds. You know what I mean, right? So there's a lot in my brain pan that I'd like to start working on and getting out. But we will, of course, once Louise returns. Poor Louise, she's on grandma duty. So we can puzzle out what I'm gonna work on. Oops, I skipped an increase. Whatever. Randomly stick an increase in. It'll be fine. It happens. Won't be the first time I've missed an increase. Won't be the last. I got my office reorganized the other week. This whole background has changed because I tearing stuff apart so that this white unit right back here, so if I rotate just a smidge, it's actually my cutting table that my dad made me. So I can pull up the sides. I can either pull up one side and have like a modern pattern, but if I'm doing like my Victorian walking skirts, it's on rollers. It'll roll out away from the wall and both wings open up. And then I can do full 6 feet worth of fabric all in one go. But I had
That's
to change
awesome.
the space around to fit. So we're still in the office. I just had to make some changes.
Okay, so let's look at the voting. Oh, Sam, you're having trouble with your hat.
Oh no.
Well, try again. Next time it'll probably be the charm. You'll get it. Oh,
You'll
Liz,
get there.
Liz says garment.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
Nikki says accessory.
Okay.
Paula says accessory. Alyssa loves the yarn. Hi, Pravina. Pravina, what do you think Jocelyn should work on this month? Should it be a garment or should it be accessory?
No, I mean, if you need temptation to know, I was talking about accessories. I also have swatches for a cropped, fitted, summer lace cardigan to go over dresses because I saw a pattern, but they only let you have the cropped fitted version if you're up to a medium, and I got all kinds of sizing inclusivity rage angry, so I went, you and the horse you rode in on, and I'm making my own.
Only up to a medium?
Yeah, if you made the large or bigger, you got a hip length 2 inches positive ease, full length boxy sweater instead of the
Uh,
fitted one.
oh,
Yeah,
Debbie says accessory too, so I think
I think
accessory.
accessory is winning this time around.
So, okay, so you can post, you're gonna post on your personal Instagram page?
I'm gonna post on Amber Dragon Designs. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
we
I'll
can,
make sure to tag you so you can find it.
okay, okay. All right, so you're gonna do accessory.
I'm gonna
I'm
do
gonna
accessory.
do the mosaic.
Yeah.
All right, and since I have it out tonight, I think this little girl is gonna be, her eyes are getting heavy now.
Oh
So
dear.
I think I'll have a little knitting time right shortly.
Oh, good.
So whether I work on my sock or the mosaic scarf, I should probably do a little bit of both tonight. Do a little time blocking because I get
Yeah.
a little bit of both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got so many whips on.
So I think that's good. Working on the scarf will be a good idea.
I have been working in this computer desk chair contraption for over 6 hours. I'm gonna go sit anywhere else in my apartment.
You're gonna move. All right.
I'm gonna move and
Well,
do something else.
I think we should probably just say goodnight now that we know what we're gonna work on. And
Yes, you can
everybody,
focus on getting sleepy to bed.
yeah, this little girl's gotta head to bed. So I think I better work on that.
Are we good for mid-month motivation in the middle of the month?
I think so. I
My
think,
schedule is fine with it, but
let me see that. Oh,
I don't do cabins or long weekends,
I
so
do have I am going away a couple times this month,
you are, yes.
but let me see. Bump, bump. Yes, we're good. It's the Friday night before Knit City.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So that's perfect. We can catch up then and get all excited for Knit City. And yes, that's going to be a fun weekend.
Beautiful.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, oh, thanks, Alyssa. Well, you guys, thank you for being so patient. Um, anytime I
Hey,
get
it's life.
anytime I get asked to babysit, I'm always going to say yes to it. So, yeah, Naps just got a little off track today. Otherwise, she should have been in bed already. But
Eh,
thank you. But that didn't happen. So,
not
anyways,
the end of the world.
thanks for being so patient and hanging out with us on this Friday night. So, have a great rest of the weekend. Hopefully, this has been a good kickoff a knitting weekend, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Well, I will see people live on Monday because me and Diana will be doing the monthly live at noon Manitoba time this
Are
week.
you? Okay,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. So perfect. Catch Jocelyn Monday. I'll be live Monday night, babyless. And so, all right, everybody, have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for voting for the projects. I can't wait to work on the
Yes.
mosaic projects. So have a super fun weekend, and we'll see you all in two
I'm gonna
weeks.
go roll a dice and see what shawl I'm working on.
All right, we'll catch up with you later. Good night.